a trap car, not track, trap. Is this you, this car?
That's me.
This is our good friend Christian Del Sol. If you go to the Dragon with us this year, you're going to see this thing. You'll probably hear it too. I'll show you more on this in the end of the video, but have you seen an Integra Type S in person yet? We have one coming in the shop with a bunch of bolt-ons. Stay tuned, and you'll see this a little bit later in the video. He has a list of things he wants to go through. It might be splitting this up into two parts. Right now we're doing maintenance stuff as well as that white box, and there's some stuff under that white box. And he's got random stuff. You need a checklist. It's like flying an airplane. There is a pre-flight checklist to drive this car. You don't just put the key in and press that red button. We're replacing that, by the way. Those things are not a good idea.
We're replacing this.
You know, that used to be. We know that really well. Changing the valve cover, and one thing we're noticing, you see the cap has a chip in it. This is one of those notorious being hitting it with a hammer and screwdriver. You can use our tool that just fits right in there. One hand comes right off. Cover gasket's going to get replaced, and valve adjustment. One of the least fun jobs on an S2000 is replacing the radiator hoses. If you've never done these, try and avoid it. Book it in at a shop. These can be a real pain, especially this one right here. Bottom one's not too bad. The top one goes over under the manifold, and of course really tough to get off. This one looks pretty bad. Look at that. Yeah, it usually goes with a bit more of a bang than that.
Yeah.
See, this is our tool. We scribed LHT on it on the inside. So when it's hidden up there, you're trying to get a filter off. Now you got to tighten it back up. Now it's on there. Again, when you're buried under the car, last thing you want is a tool slip. So that joint, can you see the number? There. And the reason you want to tighten it, especially on a track car, they will vibrate and fall off. See how bright everything is under here? Well, here's a shameless plug for our headband lamp that we still sell in the store, and I use it every day. We've had it a little over a year now. I feel like it's probably the best light I've ever had, hence why we sell it in the store. Check them out. We don't buy crap. This thing was so overfilled, I broke the fill, and it's still coming out. So you're not doing yourself really any favors by overfilling it. It's like a jack-in-the-box with stinky fluid. Oh, I did pretty good. Look at that, didn't get out of my hand. But yeah, stinkiest job in the shop right here. So the exhaust did stop right there. And he has plans of doing a custom exhaust down the road, but for right now he wanted the exhaust to come out the back. So we made this thing pretty quick and easy and cheap. Stainless is really expensive. So this back section here is just basically made out of our scrap bin. It's all TIG welded, and then we use the good old MIG-a-rooney to MIG it on there. If you don't know what MIG is, remember the guy at the muffler shop drinking a beer while he's working on your exhaust? That's the welder he uses. But right now it's just got an exhaust coming to the back. It's going to sound better. We're thinking of bringing the pipes either out of those vents right there, something out the middle. He's going to come up with a design and we'll talk about that. But for right now, this is just to get him down the road and have some fun. This is a brand new Integra Type S. This is essentially the same platform as the Civic Type R. Same motor, same transmission, slightly different tune, a little bit softer ride-wise and interior. I mean, it's the Type S, it's by Acura, so it's going to have a bit more luxury. The seats kind of remind me of the NSX seats. The bolsters are not real high, it's not real aggressive seat. The interior almost the same, except of course the Type R has an H there, and the screens are the same, except when you turn it on, the whole opening ceremony says Honda. This one says Acura Type S. Interior, just a little bit more refined, I think. Again, it's styling is subjective. When I bought mine, I looked at this car. In fact, I tried to order one. I was trying to get one for Esther, and I couldn't convince her to get one, and my allocation didn't get taken on the first opening unveil of this car because the internet was nuts and I couldn't get my order in. Anyway, this is here for some bolt-ons. I'll show you. We're gonna make our list like we usually do, lay everything out. George isn't here yet. I think he had a dentist appointment first thing. Let's get everything unpacked. I'll show you what this customer has chose.
All right, so we have the front bumper off of the Type S, so that we can put the intercooler in. Got the PRL intercooler. Great piece, fits fantastic. Of course, we have a down pipe, we have mid pipes, we have other pipes, we have an intake. We got lots of stuff to go on. So front bumper off. Now I wonder if it's possible they could have used any more of these little plastic things. There's so many of them under this car, but it's necessary to get it off. We got it off. Let's start pulling these things off.
That's the PRL intercooler all blacked out. One thing we wanted to point out, a lot of people are speculating how the sound difference is between the Type S and the Type R. So this is the factory downpipe right here. That is where the Type R has a resonator. The Type S doesn't. This is all identical. This is the same. All this back section is the same until here. This has a slight taper after the valve. See, it goes into the muffler, then here, tapers up into those mufflers. This is something that I think just looks a little odd. This looks way, way tiny, and then huge hole, then tiny. I mean, just over 2 fingers. But again, Honda's trying to get a little bit more sound without making it too obnoxious, which is still kind of weird. You think the Type R would be noisier than the Type S, this being more of the luxury car. The Type R is supposed to be a little bit more racy, but kind of interesting. So there you go. That's what we've done in the past, is take that resonator off. And probably what we're going to do to ours is remove just that little can on the end and change the tips so they're even size. That's one thing I do like about the Type S, the tips are even size. Just don't like this over here, this really big flat section here and thin there. It looks a little odd still. We're basically going to remove that and make this 3-inch all the way to the tip to get some more sound when the valve's open, but to keep the sound down when it's not. He's already got some modifications. One of the things he wants to do is put the bushings in the back calipers, so wheels have to come off. I think I'm going to do that next, and I'll show you what that looks like. He's got the rear bushing kit, which replaces these guys right here. They do have an installation on their website, but I've done it before. I pretty much know what's going on. Let me show you right here. These guys right here replaces the plastic ones with these, and there is a C-clip on there, and you got to use the high temp brake grease. So I'll go ahead and take this off. I'm not going to show you how to do it because you're probably going to watch their video. They show you how to do it. I'll just show you when I'm done. How about that? All right, it's all done. Just giving the caliper a little bit of spruce. There's the bushings right there. This is the titanium hardware he supplied, which is a whole bunch of it. Some of it you can't see, unfortunately, but you know what? He spent the time and the money getting it. So we're going to go ahead and do it. Some of it is right here. Goes to turbo to cylinder head. But you know what? We know it's there. He's going to know it's there. Hence why I'm shooting the video. This is the cover. He has to go over it, which might cover up some of that. We'll find out when it's done. But right now, reason for this double nut is so we can pull that stud out, and then we can put the bolt in. It does have a new coolant reservoir tank right here. I guess these are notorious for cracking when they get hot, which is kind of bizarre. Honda would have that problem into a fairly new car. This is the replacement. Actually kind of cool, but first I thought, what goes in there? Because that is going to be in that spot right there. And it's exactly what it's supposed to be. It's a window. Pretty cool. Nice looking piece. Integra Type S is done. Now it's going to go to our good friend John at Variable.net. He's going to do a stage 2 tune, and he'll really wake this up with these additional parts. Congratulations to my buddy John. He did a gender reveal and I was lucky enough to be invited, and I did film the whole thing for him, put a short video together. I'll let the results speak for themselves.
I'm guessing it had a squeak because someone.
Look at the amount of grease somebody's piled on it.
It's everywhere underneath the pedals.
They're like, I'll fix that squeak. All right, master cylinder, putting a new one in there. If you've never done one before, that's where the master cylinder goes. It sits right here. The rod goes in there and attaches to your clutch pedal. The clutch pedal is actuating this kind of like a syringe, and then it pressures the hydraulic fluid, which is right there, through to the slave cylinder, which actuates the clutch.
These are good today.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
For you guys to send the Starbucks cards, again, big thank you to you. We really appreciate it. We are kind of snooty now with our coffee,
Yeah.
but we still appreciate it. I say snooty. I still drink gas station coffee when I buy it myself because I'm too poor to buy Starbucks. So when you guys buy it, I live like a king. George does too. It doesn't have brackets for the radiator. The hoses are essentially keeping that in place, but I think he's going to be happy with that. That's something that's bothered him forever, is that idle. Feels like it's dropping down nicely. Look at that. Yeah, absolutely. The exhaust certainly looks the part. It don't sound bad either. You're gonna give it a couple of blips? Oh yeah, we gotta, yeah, no heat. But it definitely looks the part. I'm gonna try and keep the heat down on this one because we've had it sitting for a couple of hours. Doesn't sound too bad. I hear a little bit, but not that much. This is something we're going to address too. You see that hose? I'll put an arrow right there. Well, it's kind of bulging up. Looks like it might let go. There is a replacement hose for it. That's the part number. Pretty common if you ever have VTEC solenoid or a TCT leak. The oil on that will make it balloon up and expand, and that one looks like it's ready to pop. A little bit more packing and shipping going on here. So these are our new brake light flashers if you haven't seen them in the store. So one thing I'm trying to make sure I do is these are the butt connectors that are heat shrinks too. I'm trying to give you one extra one in case you screw up like I often do. I've put 20 of these in, and for some reason I don't pay attention to the in and the out, even though I should, because I've installed so many, and I'll put it the wrong way and I waste one butt connector. So just in case you do the same, I'm giving you an extra. So you got one screw up and then you got to make it right after that. So there is 5 in there. So these are guaranteed, by the way. Each one of these I test. For some reason, if it doesn't work or if you have a problem with it, I'll give you a new one, because I'm confident that everyone I sell you is right. Ooh, that one's gone. Not to mention I've tested it in my truck now for 5 months. I always like to test stuff and sell it to you. Oh, there's another one. See, it's because I'm not paying attention. I'll pick those up in a minute. I'm going to sell what I use. I use these. These are great. 3 flashes and then solid. Just enough to get the attention of the guy behind you that is not paying attention, because he's got other things to do. He's driving his car, but he has other things he has to do, and driving is like 3rd on his list. So we want to get his attention. Eventually I'm going to come out with a module that texts the guy behind you and his screen says stop. But right now I don't have that technology. So we're trying to do everything we can so the bonehead in the car behind, fine outstanding citizen driving a vehicle, doesn't run into your beautiful car and damage the bumper. You guys have no idea what is in that truck. No idea. That's a shock. It's gonna monsoon again here in Florida. It rains every freaking day right now. I think we've cleaned this car like 20 times. See how much volume of water we get here? This is like 3 minutes right here. Lunch provided by our good friend Philip again. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. That's one less thing we have to worry about. Of course, when it's as cool as it was last time, definitely lucky to have this. A little bit of blue sky. Looks like I'm gonna have to blow this car off again.
Looks like you're looking at the baklava.
Yeah, baklava.
That's baklava.
And then you have a lemon bar
Lemon bar.
and a mango.
That's probably
key
that
lime
one.
bar.
That's probably mango. That sounds fantastic.
No, this is mango.
That
Is
looks
it?
oranger than the other one.
I don't know. I can't tell.
They
Yeah.
all sound fantastic. I might
Don't
just
they?
have to eat one of each, Esther. Take a corner of each at least. That sounds fantastic. And then little fruit cup deals here. Unbelievable. Thank you so much. There's the hose on, and we've changed it over to clamps, which is better than the worm clamps because they're these are a constant tension clamp, much better system. So there we go. We can call him, tell him it's done, and also tell him to yell at the cat. Don't let the cat walk on your car next time. Timing chain tension was making a little bit of noise. We took it apart, cleaned it, put it back together. It is good to go now. We can call him and give him a much lower bill than he was expecting. This is the end of the video. As I always say, thanks for watching. Don't forget, enjoy your cars. That is what it's all about. Our YouTube channel is just kind of showing you what we do. We are not YouTubers. We just share things that we think you should know about, and hopefully you enjoy the journey with us. In the meantime, don't forget, hit the share, hit the subscribe, hit the like. We'll see you on the next video.
Enjoy your cars.
Thank you. Thanks for reminding.